Right, what's up, everybody? I think this is the second round. Welcome to everyone who's watching. I hope this is coming out the right way, the correct way. I've already technically been speaking for like 5 minutes and I didn't know it. So this is my first live without Andre, right? The first time ever. I've had to set up my whole office and put it on, so I hope that we're live. Guys, if you're watching, please let me know in the comments. Let me know that I am indeed live and that you can hear me. And we're gonna try and figure this out one way at a time, because I've lost a camera. And if I hit second camera, it just goes black. So I'd like to fix that. I'm not sure if I can, but I can see something. Thank you, baby, you're watching. Is everything good? My wife is watching. Say hello to my wife, everybody. Veronica, Elisa Veronica, thank you for watching. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? Please tell me. Hey, Manny's here. What's up, Manny? Good to see you. Okay, good. So now it kind of feels like we're doing a live video. There's at least 2 people here. I don't know how to check who's here, who's not here, and all this kind of stuff, how many people, but we're going to try and bring you as much insight as we can. We're going to talk. If you've got questions, Manny, hit me up with some questions. And for anyone who's watching, you've got questions, please let me know. I'm going to be answering the questions. This vlog, this live video today was this live video is a bit of a surprise in the sense that you know, we've been planning so much and there's been so much work behind the scene that I haven't even had time to reply to a lot of people or even to let people know where I'm going to be. But if you were hanging around here towards the end of last year, you would have remembered that this is now our 3rd live video from this office. So this is something that's supposed to be kind of happening on a more mainstream basis, right? So hello to everybody. Hello, John. Of course, Manny. Rui. Hello, Rui. Sorry you didn't get to see me. Not too many people are going to see me these days because I'm going to be focused more on filming, on the live videos, on the more behind the scenes stuff that can have a little bit more of an impact. But you know, the next time you come out and you do want to come with me, then there is now that option as well. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. Manny, you've done the tour, the Secret Sunrise tour. For the moment, this is the only tour I'm going to be operating for the next 3 to 6 months. And the reason is because I have so much background work to do. There's all these things coming and I want to bring the most I can to these videos, and also, you know, to the community and as well to my business and to the subscribers. So yeah, hello to everyone. Hi, Ida. I think it's Ida Adelia. Hey, hello. Much love to you guys, to you and Robert. Can't wait. I know you guys are coming, but I think you're going to miss me. But it's great to have you here. Rue, good evening. Good to see you. I hope you enjoyed your birthday. And Manny, yes. So let's see. What damage did the peaks have about the fire? Manny, you're going straight into it. And the award. Okay, so I've got 2. I've already got 2 questions here. One from Manny and one from John. One is about the award, which we'll joke around about in a second. The other one, Manny, about what damage did the peaks have from the fire? And it was tremendous, unfortunately. It was tremendous damage. That's why it was closed. Now, I don't know, you know, if it could have been done faster or in another way or whatever. This is not my concern, but the damage was done because towards the end, well, last year, I did do a lot of hikes to Pico Goivo itself, and from there you can actually really see what happened. And even around Pico Goivo, I was actually kind of surprised that that was open at some points because it was pretty dangerous. I think everything had been burnt and there was lots of exposed rocks. There was lots of dead branches and trees. So, you know, rock falls and things was obviously a concern. I don't know what it looks like right now, to be honest, because it's been closed for so long. I'm talking the rest of the trail. But the good news is that they are opening it officially from April. So we're betting on end of April. So there is good news, you know, for anyone who's watching this after, and I'll get into the questions actually. 7 people. Wow, is it 7 people? What's 7 people? Right? Was there 7 people watching? Is that it? Awesome. Guys, thanks about the office space. It's great. But yes, I was going to talk about the peaks. We are going to talk about the peaks. The award for John that was asking, this was a TripAdvisor like award from like 2013 and 14 or something like that. I mean, it's a cool little award, but I mean, it's not like a, you know, I'm not crazy over awards, but I just found it from, you know, what people don't know, but maybe about this office is first that it's brand new, right? So I've only had this thing for like 2 or 3 months, getting it ready, and you know, there's things that are finding its way in and out. This is kind of here to kind of shape these videos as well, because there's a lot, all of the stuff we're going to kind of talk about, and hopefully it's good stuff, right? But that was something that actually survived the first office version, which is in Funchal, which we had an office. Some people might know we opened in February of 2019. I think it was 2019. When was COVID? Was it 2019 or 2020? It's 2020, wasn't it? Anyway, you know, it was all of that. So basically we lost, you know, we opened the office and we closed it down like 2 months later or a month later or something. And that's one of the things that survived, as well as some other things that are around. Talking about things, I've got some great things talking about. Let's check the comments quickly before we move on, because there's so many things here. John, again, thank you. Yes, the weather this winter, has it been very uncommon for Madeira, or has it been typical? The weather, we're going to talk about the weather. Yes, it is very cold right now. I was wearing a thick jacket over this. I'm about 500 meters up in Funchal, so I'm not by the coast, right, in a hotel. This is indeed a working office in the mountains almost, and it's pretty cold up here, right? So is it normal? Yeah, you know, anything, you know, cold has arrived, and when the cold hits the mountains, you know, they're talking about, somebody told me something about snow, the possibility of snow tonight. I haven't checked. You know, let's check something quickly. Mountain Pico do Dinheiro. So let's go over here. If you go to our computer screen, yes, there you go, Pico. This is the site that I use. It's Mountain Forecast. One of the sites, should I say. And no red over here, but look at this is pretty cold coming over there. It's actually not as cold as I thought. I'm just being soft, I guess. But yeah, I guess so. You know, in the winter you can kind of expect anything in Madeira. So I would say so, yes. Hey, what's up, Tony from Taunton, up in the house. My audio appears to be quite low. Thank you for that, Roo. I have no idea how to actually increase it. I'll just try and speak a bit louder, I guess. Hey, I don't have your voice, my friend. For those of you who don't know Roo, Roo Photo. Roo, tell us the name of your channel again. I'm sorry, I always keep forgetting. But Roo has a fantastic voice and is a great travel influencer. So I would love to share what you do, and you can go and check it out, you know, in your time when you want to see it. So Roo's done some tours with me and he's vlogged about it as well, so you can check that out as well. But anyway, talking about Taunton, all right, because there's somebody from Taunton. Look at the gift I got the other day from a client of mine. Look at that. Look at that photo, right? Meat. If you guys see, there's meat in my teeth. There's meat, like there's blood over there in this guy. This is Jay, right? Jay, if anyone who knows Jay, and Jay, or Jay, if you're watching, much love. For those of you who don't know, this frame, this was given to me just by, almost by chance, right? Sue, thank you. You gave me the gift. You know, Sue basically got one of the shots from the feast that we had last year in New Bedford, you know, the feast, the big feast in New Bedford. And she took one random photo and printed it out for me, like a photo of me, I guess, because there must have been like, I don't know, hopefully not thousands, but there must be other photos that out there that the photographer had from the 4 or 5 days. And she got that photo. And I think that photo is awesome, number one. And number two, Jay was actually like my first point of contact in everyone in the feast. And it was by accident. You know, people might not believe in fate and things like that, but it was a crazy story, and I really dig it. So it was really nice to get that there, and now it's getting framed and it will go somewhere in the office, and hopefully we can, you know, fill this place up with a lot of great memories and accomplishments, you know, because that's what we want here. You know, Madeira is not for losers, right? So yeah, thank God. I've been on the main camera. I just looked at it and I saw that my screen was open. I was like, am I sharing my screen with the whole world? But I don't know. Guys, this is new for me. It's like being on stage. You know, I used to say that, for some of you might know that I was a musician, and you know, when I'm on stage, it feels the same now. So yeah, big up to the guys. What I did want to talk about the club though, is that they've just released a podcast. So I'm going to try and do this now again, and unfortunately I haven't got another camera to show you what I'm doing, unfortunately, but let's open it up. It's the Madeiran Museum of Heritage, right? And so this is it here. If I share my screen with you guys, you can see Coffee with the Chairman with Steve Duarte, all right? This is some great stuff here. We've got Madeira wine, all about, you know, Madeira wine in America and how it comes over and the feast and everything. Is very, very interesting. So for any of you who are looking to go deeper into these kinds of things, and check that out, because that's really cool. I can't wait to get on Steve's podcast. Hopefully one day we can have it live straight from here, so you guys that are watching can actually, you know, interact and get to know something new that perhaps you didn't know about, which of course is on my channel. So you can go and check it out on our channel. You know, all of our America trips, there's been some very, very interesting ones. So guys, yeah, remember, put in your questions. This was supposed to be about weather, and it's about hiking, and it's basically everything else. But what I did want to talk about hiking was, first of all, yay, the peak-to-peak hike is available and open once again. So that means we are now offering it back into the public. So if you want to go on the peak-to-peak, then you want to check out the Big Walk, right? This is our sister company, the Big Walk Madeira. This is our hiking brand, and there it is, the peak-to-peak. You know, it's the same kind of thing as the Hit the Road philosophy, small groups, premium experiences. It's all here. You can book your dates from May. You'll notice before is nothing. So yeah, that's it on that side. So the peak-to-peak is open, and what does this mean? That now you have to pay. So now you have to pay. The public has to pay, I believe it's €10.50, if I'm not mistaken, or €10. And then us as businesses, we have to pay as well, which we've already been doing for hikes for the IFCN anyway. Obviously, when you go with a business, then you're going to get this kind of, you know, all-included experience, and you're not going to have to worry about these things. So the fact that the peak-to-peak is reopening, the fact that you have to book your slots and your things like that, it's obviously a great idea to go with a company, because one, you know, it's somebody that's there always on the ground, and they're going to know about all sorts of things. And then also, if you book it, there's probably going to be a cancellation fee and terms and conditions which are reasonable, right? Right now, with the system that's up, we don't know how these things are working, and there's probably horror stories all over the internet. One of the things that I did want to talk about as well in this vlog is, you know, where are you getting your info from? And there can be some very, very toxic places. If you go into the Facebook groups, man, you can get you know, a pinch of salt of good information. I lie, there's a lot of great information, but there's a lot of negativity festering around, and also even, you know, bad advice. Because, you know, if you want to build a house, for instance, you know, you only want to listen to people who know how to build houses. You don't want to listen to someone who's never built a house, or has only, like, you know, built a small little, you know, barbecue, you know, and is going to tell you how to build a house. So this is kind of what's going on in the internet right now as well. Everything is kind of starting to get filtered out. So where are you going to get your information from? Are you going to go to ChatGPT? ChatGPT is going to find everything, right, about everybody, and it's going to try and make sense of it, and it's going to show you, whereas you could speak to somebody who knows what they're doing. Or you could, of course, you know, yeah, well, that's it. That's the only thing you could do when it comes to ChatGPT, because we all know that it's very difficult to put Madeira into a kind of chat GPT experience. Self-driving cars, for instance, would be, I would love to see, I mean, it would be interesting to see. I mean, the fun, it could actually even be fun to try and see some cars, you know, self-driving around Madeira. But I'm quite certain that these things are going to come late. So just like that, the ChatGPT kind of thing is also coming late. So where do you get your information from? Number one, you want to get it from IFCN, directly from the Instituto Florestas de Conservação e Natureza, something like that. Right, I'm on the spot here, okay? But you get those, their information, you know, they've got their lists of which hikes are open. You know, let's just put hikes. And, you know, you can see from there what's open, what's closed. We've actually seen the Caldeirão Verde seems to be open now. It was closed a few days ago. But if we see over here, actually, sorry guys, there it is, there's the computer screen. So IFCN, and it's just, you know, that's the website there, but you just put IFCN Madeira and you're going to find it. And then it's going to give you the lists of what's open, you know, Instagado being closed, partially open, but you can get it in English probably. Anyway, that's where, you know, you need to get the right information from, and then also from specialists. So yes, maybe some hiking bloggers, vloggers that you trust, maybe some companies that you trust, you know, that kind of thing. You don't really want to be planning everything by yourself, because most people, if you've never been here, you're never going to know where you're supposed to go. So that's the one thing. Really, the only real different thing here, in my opinion, with the hiking fees is that, you know, it's made it easier for operators to show more value, because, you know, if you book with us, then we handle all the fees and everything, and you don't need to worry about that stuff, because it's needed in Madeira. Now, I've been asked what are my views on these new fees and things like that, and I don't really have, you know, big views on these things. I think that it's something that needed to be done somehow, and this is version 1.1, and we'll see what will then become version 1.5 or 2.0 or whatever, you know, comes next, because nobody knows. But for this version, it was a necessity, and I don't agree with maybe perhaps the guides and the people who are, you know, the locals. I think the locals should have some sort of pass. You know, it's simple. You get there, hey, this is my badge, my coin, my card, cartão de cidadão, there's something, and say, okay, you can go. And it's that simple, really, because it's not the locals that are causing the congestion and all this kind of stuff, so they shouldn't be punished to be able to do that. And they were born here. I mean, imagine if you were born somewhere and said, now you want to walk from here to there, you have to like make sure you register. I think that's a little bit weird. But anyway, guys, hook us up your questions. If you're watching your questions, tell us. If you're watching after and you find this stuff interesting, fantastic, like and subscribe. And guys, for all of you who are watching right now, hit the little bell notification, because then that'll tell you when our videos come out and when I'm live. So if I forget to put anything online, you're going to get a bell. Hey, Jeff's live. And you'll be the first to know, because probably haven't done anything to get there. But jokes aside, I'm just going to try and do this like every week, every second week, be here answering questions, trying to give value. So do I have any suggestions for thermal spas or hot springs? No, John. Unfortunately, there are no thermal spas here. That's the Azores. They've got them. Unfortunately, I know very little about them. I do need to go back to the Azores and find my way back to the thermal springs or spas. But here in Madeira, no. They're all cold water. And when I say cold, relatively cold, because it's warmer than most other places, warmer than mainland Portugal, for instance. You know, so yeah, there's unfortunately no thermal spas, but there are some fantastic hotel spas. All right, and yeah, you know, you can find all of that stuff. You can ask me. You know, I don't want to be out here pitching all day. I want to actually answer questions. So I'm not going to tell you to go to Patreon and whatever, but I got favorites. I got favorite hotels and things like that. So yeah, shoot, let's get your questions, guys. I want to talk about it, and then when I'm done with those, I'll talk more about what's on the list. So, seria muito estranho um madeirense que não conhece bem ir a fazer um programa com uma empresa como a tua ou em comum. Johan, seria muito estranho um madeirense que não conhece bem a ilha fazer um programa com uma empresa como a tua ou em comum. Desde que essa pessoa é sincero e diz o que é, eu acho que as pessoas a dizer que são umas coisas e depois não são, é que é o problema. Eu sou quem eu sou, que é a experiência que eu tenho. Se conhece a ilha, se perguntas-me a mim se conhece a ilha, eu vou dizer que não conhece. Não. Porquê? Porque eu só esteve aqui 16 anos, acho que é. Agora, eu não cresci cá, não nasci cá. Eu perdi 23 anos da minha vida que eu podia ter aprendido mais da Madeira e saber mais da Madeira. Portanto, eu não sou especialista, eu simplesmente estou aqui a fazer um programa para ajudar as pessoas da minha área, porque esta área sim, e conhece esta área. Todo mundo tem o direito de fazer o que querem fazer um vídeo sobre a empresa deles, a vida deles, o destino deles, podem fazer à vontade e devem fazer. Eu acho que mais pessoas deviam fazer o que eu estou a fazer, por exemplo, e não acho que eu sou nenhum gênio nem nada, eu só estou a fazer o que eu sei fazer, que é aqui no YouTube, fazer vídeos e promover não só os meus serviços e o que aqui faço para pôr pão na minha mesa, mas também tentar mostrar humildade e compaixão, simpatia e positividade. Portanto, eu acho que isso ajudou. João, eu queria dizer que gostava de fazer um passeio com uma empresa como se fosse turista, mas vejo que conheço mal. Sim, desculpa, eu estou aqui pensando. Se querias fazer um passeio destes, obviamente que é diferente para madeirenses. E a melhor maneira que posso sugerir fazer é juntar um grupo de pessoas, ter alguma coisa em comum, ou empresa, ou amigos das mulheres, sei lá, de livros de vinho, sei lá, um grupo que você tem ou que faz parte, combina aí um grupozinho e façam um passeio como uma empresa minha, não estou a dizer a minha, mas como uma empresa nossa, pode até ser outra atividade, e vai aprendendo mais da sua própria ilha. E eu cá estou fascinada porque esta ilha tem tanta história e por isso aqui estou muito feliz para estar aqui para fazer isto. But I need to speak in English. I need to speak in English because I know a lot of people here are watching me for English, but I hope that helped. And thank you. E obrigado mais uma vez. Continua aqui que vais ver muitos vídeos interessantes. Espero eu voltar a trabalhar para isso. So yeah, okay, we got a couple of questions. So how is my vehicle project going, Manny? It's on the back burner for now because we had to kind of wrap up the year and then we went into Christmas and New Year's and all that kind of thing. And now we're starting off with, cleaning up, getting ready for the summer, prepping a whole lot of stuff, especially vlogs and things like that. I got my boys on the road as well this week, so no one's physically able to work right now. So it's on the back burner, but it's not completely on the back burner. We are going to carry on with it, but for now, back burner. Carnival is coming. Do you have any favorite festivals during the week or suggestions of what to do in that week? I'm not a huge carnival person, John, but you can't go wrong. Like, you just need to go out and you will find something, in the middle of Funchal. It's nice that during the day, usually when I'm walking around Funchal during the day and it's carnival, there's things going around, there's theatre stuff going around. Just like by the cathedral, there might be in some other places, but there's a lot of that kind of stuff. And then there's of course all the nightlife traditions. There's the travesti night, where you can go out dressed as a man or a woman or a cucumber or whatever you want to. There's hippie night, which I believe is, I can't even remember when is hippie night. There's the bone, the digging of the bone, right? The enterro do osso. How do you say? you're burying the bone, I guess. But I'm not a huge carnival guy, but carnival's coming up. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I think it might be more interesting now that, now that I'm going to have a family and kids and stuff like that. I think I'm going to be more into it. But right now, it's not my thing. And those are the questions, guys. I hope you're all here. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to get back into hiking. Guys, and this video is probably not going to make any sense, but we're going to see where it goes. And the hiking, basically, I wanted to talk of an experience that I had the other day, which I've been very, very old school for a very long time. I haven't used Ubers and Bolts in Madeira. I use Bolt when I'm outside, even in the mainland. But when I'm in America, when I'm in the UK, I'll use the Bolt, Uber or whatever. But so I have used Uber, but not in Madeira because I don't really need to, right? And also I've kind of also relied more on taxi drivers. And don't get me wrong, I prefer the taxi experience, and this is what I'm going to share with you right now. And why? Is because that last week I had a little bit of a different week, a difficult week. There was a lot of things that I had to do that unfortunately just ate up so much of my time. That's why we didn't come live last week. But I took an Uber from São Vicente to Funchal. It was to go and pick up a car, and I didn't have a car on me. I got all these cars. I didn't have a car. I needed to pick up a car. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put it in the app or whatever. It was my first idea just to see. And it came out and it was like $30 or something. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cheap. And okay, cool. And it took like 15 minutes for the guy to get there, 15 or 20 minutes maybe. I could have gotten a faster one from maybe a taxi driver from São Vicente. I might have gotten it faster, but what I wanted to get to was when he arrived. This guy arrived, I got in the car, and maybe that's where I got wrong already, because in taxis I always go into the front seats, and in the Uber I got into the back seats. No, in this sense I got into the back seat. Ironically, I did it once more, and I got into the back seat, and nobody spoke. But this time I went into the front seats, and I asked him. I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I had like a little, very light chat. Gave the opportunity for a conversation 2 or 3 times. Nothing crazy, but like left some hooks in the air for him to grab onto, and and every time I was like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "Oh yeah," and just like that's it. And it came to the realization. Well, not really a realization, but kind of remembering that that's what you pay for. You're paying just for transport. You're not paying for interaction. You're not paying for this guy to be your friend or anything. You're just paying to get from here to there. Now, I still think that people who want to go budget on hiking, that they should be not renting cars, and that they should be using transport, because it's so much easier and you can see everything, right? Whether it's pre-planned or not, I would probably say pre-planned for a lot of things, but having the transport is half of the thing. You're going to get a car, you might actually spend more money. You have to drive yourself around. You have to walk between places. And even somewhere I saw this week on a forum about somebody who wanted a taxi from Machado do Teixeira to Pico do Arieiro to get their car to go back. So these guys paid for a car to go up and then paid for a taxi to bring them back, when they could have just paid for a taxi. So like, doesn't make any sense to me. Why? And then they lost like an hour or an hour and a half of their time coming back to Pico do Arieiro, because then they could have just gone back home and they didn't have to go back to Pico do Arieiro. So I wanted to talk about that experience. It kind of just came into my mind when I was doing it. I was like, I should use this for the live. But that's the thing, you're always gonna pay, and it's that thing. It's like there's the cheapest route, and it involves the most work and pain, and then there's the premium route, which is supposed to make life super easy, and what a vacation is supposed to be. We are vacation experts, right? And when you are doing it, you want to really take in all of the day, everything of the day. You don't want to care about anything because you're on vacation. So I wanted to bring that out. Basically the hiking the peak to peak. You want to hike one way. You don't want to hike literally 30 minutes to the start point, to then hike there, and then to hike back and hike another 30 minutes back to your car, and then have to drive back, and find places to eat and to drink and go to the toilet. And you know, all these kinds of things, and then, you know, the parking and the driving and all that stuff. So you don't want to do that, all right? You want to get transport, and then it goes from there upwards. You know, you get from the Ubers, you get to the taxis. If you get a good taxi connection, right, then you're going to get a good taxi experience. You know, the good taxi drivers are always full of work. And then, you know, you get the tour companies. Well, you also get the transfer companies, actually. So you get the transfer companies. But there is a hiking video coming out soon, guys, and I'm going to be explaining all of that stuff. But I hope that maybe just what I'm saying makes sense. You know, that you're on vacation, you want to chill out, book a hike with a company. There's loads of them out there. And now there's even more reason for them to be doing even better, because now everything is going to be regulated, and there's the tickets and things. And if you don't want to deal with that, you go with the company. So there's a lot of great things coming. Also, the Secret Sunrise is out. So Manny, if you're still watching, you remember this. So if you go to hittheroadmadeira.com and you want to go out with me, this is where you're going to find me. It's in the Secret Sunrise 4x4 tour, and you can, you know, book. You can see there's not a lot of availabilities here. This is literally my tours for, well, actually for the year. So August is full. You know, there's still loads of spaces in August and September because I really want to work then. But until then, you know, there's only, you know, 6 in March and only that in April. So you guys want to come out with me? You want to check out my new tour, the Secret Sunrise. It's not a hike, it's a tour. But, you know, we can talk hikes as well if you want to. There's new food tours coming. We are introducing Easts and Wests, which are very exciting. And I'm busy building in the background all the logistics, all the systems, all the processes, you know, how this tour works. But I'm very excited about this tour, and I'm probably going to be very, very involved in this. So if you guys are coming out, and again, you want to be kind of with me, you might catch me on the new East or West tour in the next few months. So what else have we got here? New hiking goals. I don't know what I meant to say by that. And then also we got a great review from Alison. Thank you, Alison, who did a hike with Vitor yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday. Yes, so Alison went out and gave a beautiful review. Thank you, Alison. I just want to say thank you for that. I'm not going to show you guys, but you guys are here. We're coming up on time, so please, you know, you want to have a little bit of a chat here. There's no one-way conversation. Let me know now, because we're coming out to the end, and I do have a real job to do. I have to go and see my wife, who hopefully is still watching, and if she is, I love you, baby. I'll see you soon. Anyway, Pete, hello Jeff, nice to see you. Thank you very much, Pete. We did that already. The vehicle project, all of that. Yes, Rue, you've done the Secret Sunrise as well. I make the coffee in the portable coffee. We get biscuits. We take photos. It's great fun. That's the only place you're going to see me for at least the next 3 months, just because I have so much other work to do. And it's what I'm most passionate about. It's my favorite kind of tour. So you want to grab me on one of those tours, go ahead, book it. You're going to love it. Manny and Kathy, yes, Kathy, the Secret Sunrise is amazing. Love you, Kathy. One of your photos is on the tour page, by the way. I needed photos fast, so there you are. Anyway, I wouldn't rent a vehicle, book a tour. Yes, thank you, Manny. The time of your life, fantastic. And yes, I am an excellent driver, man. I'm glad you liked it. I can't wait to have you back. Please let me know when you come back. Send me, you know, and send me more photos of what you're cooking. But we need to have a glass of wine. So when you're back, you let me know. What's up, Jeff? Are there more and more tourists each year? Are the numbers the same? What do you think? Pete, what do I think about the numbers in Madeira? To be honest, I mean, I think, yes, that there is perhaps a little bit more than pre-COVID kind of thing, but I did feel, and I do feel, that now we're starting to get a little bit more of a seasonality going on. So I think that certain weeks in December, November, January, February, maybe even March, could be going down to a little bit more quieter times like we used to have. Because in the summer, we always used to have lots of people. People kind of forget. Maybe there's an extra 10,000 or 5,000 or something, but I don't think it's like, it's not double, you know. So you're not going to be like, oh my God, there's people everywhere now, because people have kind of forgotten how busy it used to be in the summer before. I know as an operator, it was like night and day, you know, and I was starting my business. I wasn't, you know, this YouTube thing that we have now, and obviously such a long time in business with repeat clients. And so hit the road wasn't really the monster it is now, but back then in the summer we'd be booked out, you know, all the time, fully booked, everything in the summer, and everywhere we'd go with the cars, there'd be lots of people. I think what there is more of is that there is more rent-a-cars, because there might be younger people, and I think that younger people actually don't even realize, you know, the detriment that they're doing by trying to do it themselves. In the sense that they're getting a superficial kind of experience. You know, I had a joke the other day. I had some clients, and you know, these guys, I shouldn't even be saying this, but they're fine. You know, they love me, I think, I hope. So you know, basically they gave me an itinerary, you know, and I didn't really enjoy the itinerary because there was nothing exciting on there. It was all the top spots and no space for me to improvise. And I even told the lady, I said, listen, you know, you don't want to, well, it's not what I told her, but it's my analogy, because I didn't actually tell her this, but I did tell her that, you know, she's not getting the best out of me, is that, you know, you wouldn't ask Picasso to paint a wall red, right? And this is kind of what you do when people are giving these itineraries and things like that, because they're not opening up the other side of the coin of where is this adventure, how does this painting actually look like. They're just trying to enforce something that they want to see or do or whatever. And then usually they don't know where they're going, and they're just clueless, and they're walking around, and you see people kind of wandering into things and doing things that they shouldn't be doing, and you know, all that kind of stuff, because they are clueless. There's too much information online. There's too many things to do and checklists and itineraries and things like that. So they come here and they lose connection. It's like visiting somebody's house when they're not there. You know, you can't, there's no one there to say, hey, yeah, this is where I took this photo, this China set comes from. You know, you can't do that. So, yeah, what was the question again? Anyway, thank you, Pedro Teixeira, the Kaides, for watching. Thank you. Thanks, brother. 16 people watching. Wow, we're getting there, eh? We're getting there. Thank you to everyone who's watching, guys. There's more stuff coming. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell button, right, so that you can be notified when I go live. And I got some great things coming. I don't want to let it go yet, but I'm going to be giving away stuff on the lives. You know, I thought it could be a cool thing to do. All these YouTubers and streamers and things, they do the stuff, you know, they get stuff and they give it away to people. So I want to start doing little things like that, even if it's just like tokens, you know, but it'll be, for sure, there'll be experiences in there for sure. You know, you guys know we give away stuff. In the last video we did at the end of the year last year, we gave away a vacation, we gave away a bunch of tours, and I'm going to give away some more on the next one, because I actually wanted to give away some things here, and unfortunately I ran out of time. So we are going to give away stuff. Stay around. Kathy's just realized, is the big walk still offered? No, John, not the way it used to be. The big walk is now a hiking brand in our business, and that hiking brand is now offering tours, usually day tours, so either day hikes or private hikes for individuals or groups. So it's become a little bit more operational, but there are some things that are kind of, you know, growing in the space. So I don't want to say no, but at the moment, temporarily, no. Yes, Pedro 16, missing any videos in the channel. Yes, John, there's videos coming real soon, I promise. You're gonna have to get through 1 or 2, 3 of these kind of like influencer videos. I'm gonna try and make them as, you know, kind of entertaining as possible, right? So try and show new things and things. But we're going to be talking a lot of tourism things in the next few videos, because, you know, it's just part of our business and how we get people on our tours. But thereafter, we've got some very, very, very interesting topics already planned out. I got the lists on the office wall. You know, we've planned out vlogs for the next three to 4 months, and great topics. If you want to have an idea of what, you can check the last video we did, because we talk about it in that video. So there is great things coming. I I promise, to every single one of you guys. So hang in there. You might get a gift card. You might get something free from us. My wife's still watching. That's good. Fajado Marin Fayal, yes I do. Pedro Teixeira, guide, she's been watching me since Calamity. I'm only seeing this now. So I hope there's no like crazy lag going on here, but man, big up. I wouldn't mind having another gig right now and just banging the shit out of a drum kit. Some heavy metal. That was fun days when I was younger. Who else we got there? The chocolates from Ireland. Yes, Rue, she did. She ate a couple of them. There we go. She's answered. And hello, Kathy, once again. So everybody, you know, that's basically it. That's today's video. This is new for me, right? This is a streaming thing. So I'm going to be back next week, hopefully, right? Right now, it's planning to do this weekly or every 2 weeks. But next week, you can expect a vlog and a live video, hopefully. And we're going to be talking about all sorts of good things. And then hopefully maybe I can perhaps plan a little bit better, have my second camera working and not dying on me. And actually going live when I was supposed to go live, because we came on late because I thought I was live. So I was here in my office speaking to myself for about, 10 minutes or so until I realized, you know what, something's wrong. And thankfully something was wrong because I'd already made a few mistakes. So here we are, we're learning, we're growing. This is what we need to do in life, right? So lots of great things coming. Here we go, we got a question. How is Ryanair between Madeira and Lisbon? Reliable or avoided? The only thing I know about Ryanair is that you have to like book everything online, the suitcases, the seats, like you have to make sure you get all of that right so that when you get on the plane that there's no like surprises and extras. From what I know, other than that, I don't know anything. I don't think I've ever flown Ryanair. I usually fly EasyJet or TAP, so I don't know anything about Ryanair. Audio volume can be better, John? Okay, thank you. I'll figure it out how to actually do. For some reason I can't put it louder here. Maybe it's actually on the computer. Oh, but I don't want to do this now. Thank you. I'm not going to do this now, but I'm going to figure it out, John. Thanks. Need to plan your birthday tour. Yes, Kathy. So yeah, that's it, guys. Much love to you all here from Madeira. Thank you for all coming out. If anyone watches this afterwards and enjoys the content, thank you as well. You guys have a fantastic week. I will see you in Madeira soon. Much love to you all. And yeah, here we go. The Ryanair, to end off with Ryanair. Rue is just saying Ryanair was fine from Madeira to Lisbon. I had 2 problems with the route Madeira to Porto 2. So I don't understand if that's problems or no problems. And on that bombshell, hey Rue, what was it? You had problems or you didn't have problems? I don't understand. I had 2 problems with that route and also Madeira Port 2. So is Ryanair not good? Is that what you're saying? No. I had no problems. There we go. So Rue had no problems. Ryanair is approved from Ireland's favorite YouTuber. Thank you, Rue. And Veronica, I will see you soon, okay? Cheers, guys. Love you all. Hasta luego. And let's see. Stop